Hi, everyone. I hope that everybody is enjoying their day today and having a productive day with little stress. So, I wanted to touch base on Sir King's live that he did the other day. Not the one that he just recently did, but the one before that. I believe he deleted it. It was many things that went on in that live that was kind of disturbing. And one thing that I wanted to bring up was that he mentioned on that live in the beginning, when he was speaking about Olivia the Oracle, he was saying how he doesn't lie on people and he doesn't have to lie and he tells the truth. And I don't understand why somebody has to constantly keep saying that they don't lie. If you don't lie, it'll be proven in your actions. That's just like somebody that is rich. You don't have to walk around saying to everybody, oh, I have money, I have this, I have that. You don't have to do that because it's going to be evident, right? We don't have to do that. We don't have to prove ourselves. We don't have to try to convince people to think this way of them, this way of us, because our actions will prove it. So when he continues to say how he doesn't lie on people, we already know that's a lie. He says that he doesn't lie at all. That's another lie. Now, we as human beings, even if it's not on purpose, we do lie. I myself, I'm a very honest person. I'll tell somebody if they drop money. If the cashier gave me back too much money, I'll return it. If I did something, I'll be honest and say that I did it. But even me, in all my honesty, I have lied, whether it was to save myself from something, or like maybe it was to save myself from something dangerous, or it could have been because I didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings about something. And I've told a lie. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't lie. That would be a lie for me saying that, because we're human, we're imperfect beings. So if somebody doesn't, they like never lie, wouldn't that be like they were perfect? They would be perfect, right? I don't know. That's just like, that's something I think about. How can an imperfect being not lie? So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not understanding it. Maybe that's just something I have a problem with, but that doesn't make sense to me. So when you did mention Olivia the Oracle, Sir King, you said that you had this great little story about how she was caught up in something about her degrees weren't as what she said they were, and that's what ran her to the other sector. You was really confident when you told this story, and it seemed convincible. Like, it seemed very convincing that you was privy to something that we didn't know. And I'm like, oh wow, okay. Is that why she did leave? That's why she went? Because you sounded like you knew what you were talking about. And plus, you said that you don't lie. But then she came in your live later, and she was in the chat, and she wanted to talk to you. She said, you're lying on me. I want to know why you lied. Why did you lie on me? And then she got up on the panel, and she confronted you about whatever you had said in regards to her going to another sector. And when she ran down the story and she told you that you need to be aware of the story from the beginning, you just sat right there and was like, oh, after she shut you down, you just was like, oh, okay. As if she didn't just prove you wrong, and as if you're not wrong. You don't really like to fess up to when you're wrong. So that right there, she caught you in a lie. You did lie. But we already know you lied because there have been lies previously in the past that you have made up to make yourself look like, you're so all together and you're up to date on all your research, when we all know that's not true. Now, your audience, they go along with these things. I'm not sure why. There's people that do sometimes speak out against you in your chat. I know Eclectic Soul ASMR, I believe that's the person's name. That person speaks out against you. And there's some others that do it too. But for the majority, they agree with you without even finding out what's going on. Which I'm noticing that's like a pattern here in this community. It's almost like people want to believe negativity And when they hear something positive, they're just like, oh no, that's not true. Like, how does that work? I don't understand it. So I'm so happy that she came and she did disprove your story. And then you were just sitting there looking like a fool like usual. And you just continue to go with the lies. But nobody makes a big deal out of this, right? Nobody thinks that that's an issue, that he continues to make up these stories to appear like everything is correct that he says out of his mouth. Nobody has a problem with that. I'm not going to say nobody, but the majority of people don't find that to be an issue. No one knows who this person is, Sir King. He's an avatar, which is fine because there are many avatars in this sector. However, where does the questioning come in? Like, when he first came, it was many people that were questioning who he was, why was he here, what was his motives, and that's fine and everything. Like, I'm not saying people have to be negative toward him, but these stories that he's coming up with day after day after day, it's almost like we just want to, go along for the ride, because if we can have a story that's going to be exciting and that's going to be negative, that's better than having the truth. We don't want to hear the truth. We want to get excited about foolishness. I never really could understand why people did that. And so we have a guy that continues to make up stories, continues to drive these fantasies, and he continues to convince people with this nonsense. And it's almost sad. It really is, because no one wants to face the music that, okay, well, if I do research this person, or if I do face the truth, that won't be so interesting then it's going to be boring, and I don't want that. So I want to be almost like the person that's in denial. They just don't want to face the truth. They want to continue to believe that nothing is going on behind the scenes or behind the smoke and mirrors. So they continue to be satisfied in listening to the nonsense. Even if it's coming from themselves, even if they tell themselves every day nothing's wrong with them. And that's crazy to me. But yeah, so that live that he took down, I wish that he would not have taken that down, because when Olivia the Oracle actually did set him straight, I didn't sense that nasty attitude and that arrogance that he usually gets when somebody comes against him or combats him with something. He just was totally like a little child, just nice and quiet and very humbled by what she had to say to him. He was not argumentative. He didn't go back and forth. He just accepted what she said and he moved right along. Really? And that's all you want to do? You just want to leave it at that? Why didn't you contest her? Why didn't you argue with her and tell her how she was lying? And you was really confident too when you was saying how she left the sector. You were very sure of yourself. But nobody will look at that, right? Okay. Moving right along. The lady that was on that panel that night that said that she compromised her sobriety, that part was very concerning to me. I've worked in behavioral health for many years. I've worked in drug and alcohol just for a little bit. I've done all types of stuff, and I've met all types of people. And for you to continue on the conversation on your platform as if this lady didn't just say that she compromised her sobriety, and for you to respond by saying, oh, I understand. Do you really understand? What is it really about? What's the bigger picture here? Is it all about what you want? Is it all about getting the numbers and getting the attention? Because I know you said the other day that I was looking for attention, when for real, in real life, I'm not even that type of person. I'm a background person. I like to be behind the scenes. But you have rubbed me the wrong way because of how you continue to carry on the foolish lies that you tell. So yes, I'm going to speak on it because I had enough. It's not because I want attention. So if that's the case, if I want attention, I want to be seen, then everybody else in the sector that comments or that has a panel or that makes a video wants attention as well, including you. But this lady, going back to the lady that was on the panel, I can't remember her name. I think she was on the panel as Ayo, but she had another name. She said that she wanted to speak to Lemon about something. And Lemon was so gung-ho on wanting to know what the lady wanted to say to him. She probably wanted to ask you, why did you make those comments about Gigi when you said to her, Lemon, something about that she smelled like mayonnaise or something like that. And then I saw in the comments, which was really crazy to me, Micah Baby, I don't know if that's how you say it, one of Sir King's moderators has said something about to the lady Ayo, oh no, Lemon was just talking to Gigi when she said when he said that she smelled like mayonnaise. But isn't that like a generalization? Because if I go outside my door and a white person says to me, oh, I know you like fried chicken and Kool-Aid, should the other black person that's with me, should they not be offended after that statement was just directed to me? Of course they should be offended, because we already know that that's a stereotype that's placed on African American people, that we love and we enjoy fried chicken, watermelon, Kool-Aid, and stuff like that. So if they direct that statement to me, let's be fair and say that is speaking to Africans and African Americans as a whole. This is not this person just directing that to me, because we already know that's a stigma they place on us. So I don't know why Mika Baby said that, he was directing that to Gigi. No, that wet dog and smelling like mayonnaise, that is speaking about white people in general. And we know that. There's no separation with that. That's a type of statement that goes towards the whole, right? That's not a statement that you direct to an individual. Now, a statement you direct to an individual is, you're acting very foolish right now. You don't look nice today. Your hair looks nasty. Your hair is nice. That's an individual statement that's directed to that person. But many statements that we know of that are racist, discriminatory, are directed to a race or ethnicity or ethnic group as a whole. And that mayonnaise comment, wet dog comment, was directed as a whole. So we're not going to try to divide that. That is what we're not going to try to do. And I'm not into dividing blacks and whites and all that. I'm not a racist person. My children's grandmother is Italian. I don't have anything against anybody. I don't stand for discrimination or racism against any group. And I teach my children the same thing. So guess what? If my children go outside today or tomorrow and someone says something to their African American friend, they're going to be offended as well, because they are partially African American. So let's stop this here. Okay, let's stop the thin lines between this and that. No, we're going to call it what it is. And Lemon was wrong for saying that. So I don't know what he's wondering. Oh, I want to know why she wants to talk to me. It's because of that. Probably. More than likely because you were offensive. This whole thing about this Sir King panel and this page and Avatar Nation trying to act like this, he's such a saint. It's not like that at all. It's not. It's many messages behind the smoke and mirrors. And now, because we have the masses following him and the masses are impressed by him or intrigued by him or whatever it is right now, because this is the wave that, the majority is on in this community right now, they're not going to call this out. They're just going to jump on the bandwagon and agree with most of the stuff he says, because they don't want to piss him off and they don't want to get banished from the kingdom. And I'm so happy that James, also known as Spill It Boy, called Sir King out today and called him a liar. Thank you, Spill It Boy. Yes, thank you for that. For acknowledging that he is a liar and he continues to lie. He does it in a passive aggressive way. He plays many mind games to try to fool people, to make it seem like he's, I'm here to be the good part of the B sector. Is there really a good part though? Aren't we all tainted here? In a way, all of our hands are dirty, right? In a way, we all are messy, correct? Because we participate and we watch this stuff go on. We're entertained by it. So why don't you think about that, Sir King, when you keep trying to make your platform seem like it's so sanctified and virtuous? And keep telling the lies so I can keep on